Welcome back to Broadway World's Next on Stage, sponsored by Broadway Records. I'm your host, Richard Ridge. Last week, we announced our top 30 from our high school group, and tonight we're back to announce the top 15. Our top 15 received the most votes in our second week of voting, which opened on October 9th and closed last night at midnight. You voted them into our top 15, and now our judges will provide valuable feedback for them to use in their next performances, which will be voted on by the public next week. The judges will also review performances from the bottom 3 contestants who didn't make the top 15, giving one of them a chance to compete for a spot in the top 10 and for your votes. We'll be showing shortened clips of each performance, but if you want to see any more of anyone's performance, head on over to BroadwayWorld.com/nextonstage. Now let's welcome our judges. She most recently starred as Princess Jasmine in the smash hit Broadway musical Aladdin, and is set to lead the new upcoming musical Between the Lines. Welcome, Ariel Jacobs. Welcome back, Ariel. How are you?
Hi, Richie Ridge. I'm great. How are you?
Here we are, season 2. He's appeared on Broadway in Kinky Boots and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and on TV in Jesus Christ Superstar Live. Welcome back, Kyle Taylor Parker.
Hey.
Hey, Kyle. Welcome back. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's good to see your face again.
It's good to see both of your faces. Here we are for season 2. And she's joining us this season as a full-time judge after serving as a guest judge last season, and recently made history as Broadway's first person of color to take the stage as Glinda in Wicked. Welcome, Brittany Johnson.
Hi.
Hey, Brittany, welcome back as a full-time judge. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Welcome as a full-time judge. Ariel and Kyle were here last season. Just get ready. So, let's review our prizes. Both the college and high school winner will receive a prize pack of merch from the Broadway World Theater Shop, CDs from Broadway Records, $1,000 to a charity of their choosing, and both first place winners will have the opportunity to record a single to be released by Broadway Records, with the profits from the recording being donated to the Actors Fund. Now, winners will also receive a virtual lesson, a voice lesson from Matt Farnsworth prior to recording your single, a session with Telsey and Company's Rachel Hoffman to hone in your audition skills prior to your recording, and a free subscription to Broadway World's education online classes in singing, acting, and dancing worth over $1,200. Judges, are we ready? First up is Maya Taylor. Maya will be singing The Wizard and I from Wicked. Her dream role would be Asaka in Once on This Island. Judges, enjoy.
Celebration throughout us, that's all to do with me. And I'll stand there with the wizard, feeling things I've never felt. And though I'd never show it, I'd be so happy I could melt and so be for the rest of my life. And I want nothing else, a light I held in such high esteem. When people see me, they will scream for half of Oz's favorite team, the Wizard and I.
What a way to kick things off.
Wow.
Sing.
Ariel, I'll start with you.
Wow. Maya, you are incredible. Your voice is so spectacular. You can sing anything. You can sing me the phone book, and I would be very happy. The one thing that I would say is make sure that your riffs mean something. You have such incredible vocal gymnastics, all of the things that you can do. And I can hear it, and I'm very impressed by it. But when you are on stage and you're performing, you want to make sure that all of those riffs are coming from an emotional place. So every time that your voice does something cool, it's because you are so excited that you can't contain it. So it's coming from a place of something that your character is feeling that you can't even keep it inside, and that's why your voice does all this cool stuff. And also make sure that whenever you are choosing to take the melody to wherever it is that you can go, because you can do anything, make sure that you're doing not too much that it starts to then just be common, right? You don't want to do so many riffs that it just like every single line is a riff, because then you want to like sprinkle them in. But if you do them too much, then they start to be less important. So if you just put a few here, one here, one here, one here, then suddenly that's the most exciting thing. But if they're all over, it kind of makes them all less exciting.
Beautifully put. Kyle.
Oh my goodness, so excited to hear you sing the song. You sound great. That background is incredible. So take note, everyone who's watching in this land of self-tape, that nice clear background, great lighting in your face was awesome. So good to meet you. What I would say, kind of piggybacking on Ariel, is invest in the imaginative circumstance of the song. So what that means is, in our own lives, I've never met a wizard, have you? But as actors, we have to figure out, what is that to me, right? How do I make that make sense to my life? So I'm singing about this incredible thing that could happen to me. For me, that was meeting Jerry Mitchell. When I lived in Wisconsin, all I wanted to do was meet Jerry Mitchell and sing for him and one day be in one of his shows. And when I got the call saying, you have an audition tomorrow for Kinky Boots, Jerry Mitchell's directing it, I could have sung The Wizard and I that moment, right? So find your as if that connects to your life, that sparks you up with all the energy that that character has, and the rest will come, will happen.
Beautiful. Now, Brittany, of course, from Wicked. This must mean a lot to you.
Yes, it was so nice to just hear the song again. I feel like I was transported back to Broadway. It was wonderful. You have a beautiful voice. Oh my goodness. I agree completely with what Ariel and Kyle have been saying. I really want to hear you do it again and just kind of strip it down. The melody of this song, I feel like, is so powerful as is, that it's almost more powerful if you lean into those moments that are supposed to be still and one noted. I definitely think that there are moments where you can embellish, like Ariel said, but I really wonder what would happen if you focus on just telling the story. Like Kyle said, like what does it mean to have your dream come true tomorrow? If tomorrow you knew it was coming, what would today be like? And to sing it like that. But great job.
That's great. Okay, next up is Charlie Wade. Charlie is singing Those Magic Changes from Grease. His Broadway role model is Derek Klena. Here's Charlie.
What's that playing on the radio? Why do I start swaying to and fro? I have never heard that song before, but if I don't hear it anymore, it's still familiar to me, sends a thrill right through me, 'cause those chords remind me of the time that I first fell in love too. Those magic changes, my heart arranges a melody. It's never the same, a melody that's calling your name. It begs you, please come back to me. Please return to me. Don't go away again. I'll make them play again. The music I want to hear is once again you whisper in my ear. Whoa, my darling.
Wow, a gorgeous, smooth voice and a guitar player. Brittany, I'll start with you this time.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I am always so impressed by anyone who can play an instrument and sing at the same time, because I can't. I'm so impressed. So Charlie, one thing that I would love to know is who you are singing about. I would love to be able to tell that in your face and in your eyes. And part of that is I need to be able to see your eyes. So I know it feels really good to play and to sing, but as soon as you close your eyes, you shut us off from experiencing it with you. So I would love for you to figure out who it is that you are singing about, and then to tell us about them.
Beautiful. Ariel, for you.
Hi, Charlie. Yes, your voice is so smooth, and I love hearing you play and sing at the same time. I also would love to see your eyes, and I think a lot of that is not just opening your eyes, but having really good framing. So the way that you're shooting your videos, first of all, make sure you can turn them horizontal instead of vertical, because that always makes it easier on a camera. But also, on your phone or something, for people who are looking at you and hearing you. But make sure that the framing is actually like, you can maybe get the top of your guitar in your hands, but maybe just your hands playing and just the top of your head, so that we can really get a good look at your expressions, and we can start to feel more about how you feel about the person that you're singing to. Like Brittany said, who is it? When you say, please come back, please return, like, if we can feel how much it would mean to you to have them back in your life, then it'll take us on a journey too.
Gorgeous. Kyle, for you.
Yeah, what a cool tone.
Yeah.
Such a cool tone, like a singer-songwriter kind of voice. Really awesome. The fact that you can play like Brittany said is incredible. I think next week I would love to hear you do a contemporary musical theater song. So then you can be free of the guitar and just have the shot closer so we can really see all that's going on. But that's really all I have. Great voice.
That's great. Terrific. First two. Wow. Okay. Next we have Mairead O'Neil. She is singing All I've Ever Known from Hadestown. Her dream role would be Eurydice in Hadestown.
You take me in your arms and suddenly the sunlight all around me. Everything bright and warm and shining like it never did before. And for a moment I forget just how dark and cold it gets. All I've ever known is how to hold my own. All I've ever known is how to hold my own. But now I wanna hold you, now I wanna hold you close. I don't wanna ever have to let go. Now I wanna hold you tight. I don't wanna go back to the lonely life.
Wow. I was so invested. I was like,
Yeah.
Ariel, I'll start with you.
Wow, I could totally feel the stakes. I could feel the connection. I could see exactly who she was talking to. I could feel how much it meant to her. And that voice is just like, oh, it's just so, gives me tingles. Like, I just love the tone and the clarity. It's so beautiful. The one thing that I could do to enhance that performance that she could think about, the one thing I would offer is to have a real, you want to make sure that the extremes are felt. And if there is an extreme in the emotion between all you've ever known, but now all you want is this, to really tap into feeling the depth of all you've ever known as being lonely, to then suddenly the warmth and everything that you feel when you're around this other person, how does that manifest in your body? And if you can feel the distinct differences between those two things, not only will it take us on the journey of the character, but it'll just shine. It'll keep the audience going and helping them see all the different colors that the character is going through.
Beautiful. Kyle, for you.
So great background, great focus, exactly who you're speaking to. I would say this is a great song to practice two little skills that you can use on anything. One is no repetition without variation.
Yes.
So if you repeat a lyric, then really invest and think about, why am I repeating it? And you don't have to like do something big and dramatic, but know the difference between why we're repeating what we're saying. The second thing is, last season I talked on the show about finding the joy in the song, but I think we can up the ante on a song like this and find the wonder, right? Because when you have an angsty song, it's very easy to get intense and we stay there. Once you stay there, where do we go from there? But maybe it's like what Ariel was talking about, the wonder of all this feeling. Musicals are about like the biggest day of someone's life. And that's the wonder.
Beautiful. Brittany, for you.
yes. I completely agree with everything that has been said. And I want to compliment you on staying in the moment, even in the moments when you weren't singing.
Yeah.
That is, it's difficult to do. It's difficult to
Yeah.
to stay invested. And you nailed it. So great job. I actually would love to maybe hear you sing something else, something that you get to sing a little bit more, because I did feel like there was a lot of time and space in this. And while I really enjoyed watching you perform it, I would love to hear what else you can do. So that for me.
That's great. Okay, up next is Megan Belusai. She is singing I'm Not Afraid of Anything from Songs for a New World. Her favorite role she's had in the past was Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Judges, enjoy Megan.
Mama's afraid of crying. You know, she tries to hold it in. She's afraid of crying. And she can look at me with tears stuck in her eye. And I don't know why. I'm not afraid of anything. Be it growing old or going out of style. I'm not afraid of anything. Who would give up what they want without a trial? Another mile. I'm not afraid.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful voice and a beautiful song. Brittany, I'll start with you.
Honestly, I'm speechless. I was like, what can I critique about this? I just wanted to hear you sing the rest of the song. I guess if I had to pick one little thing, because honestly, that was so beautifully sung. I was so happy that, like Kyle was saying before, you were able to find some of the joy in this song. I feel like this song is a trap in a lot of ways, because you want to remain in the like angst of, why can't this person see past all of this? And it gets very like furrowy, but you were able to find the joy in it, which I thought was really beautiful. If one thing that I could suggest, if you could just bring your eye line down a little bit, just for the camera, in performance, I think that's exactly where you would want to have your eye line. But I was a little bit distracted by it. So if you could just bring it down a little bit.
Beautiful. Ariel, for you.
Yeah, that was a stunning performance. I was kind of like Brittany, like, this is just perfect. This is perfect. She sounds great. She looks great. I know who she's talking to. I mean, it was so good. If there was one thing that could even heighten the performance, I think having, not knowing what you're going to say a little bit more, like figuring out the thought before you say it to the person, and letting every thought that comes surprise you a little bit more before you say it, and even while you're saying it. I think that would bring a lot of life to the whole song.
That's terrific. Kyle, for you.
Yes, I agree with everything. So great. Background was great. I don't know why I'm obsessed with backgrounds today, but I am. They all look great. You look great. The camera angle is great. You sound great. I guess if I could give anything to help you improve and keep working in the next direction, it would say to invest in the verse of a song. So like the verse, you can sing a little less because your voice is so gorgeous. Like will help it feel more conversational is to kind of think about who are you talking to and what situation you're in. That helps me make things conversational. Or if I give myself something to work through, and that's giving myself a question. Like I'll be like, what's my deal? And then the music will start playing, and then I start singing the song. The song's answer to the question.
Beautifully put. Okay, next up is Renee Elkady. She is singing Waiting for Life from Once on This Island. Her Broadway role model is Taylor Louderman. Judges, enjoy Renee.
A stranger in white in a car going somewhere, going far. How it must feel to go racing wherever you please, flying as free as a bird with its tail in the breeze. Even the fish in the sea must be longing glimpse of a stranger in white racing by. Oh God, are you there? What can I do to get you to look down and give in? Oh God, hear my prayer. I'm here in the field with my feet on the ground and my fate in the air, waiting for life to begin.
Yes.
What a gorgeous,
Wow.
pure voice. That was amazing. Okay, Ariel, I'll start with you.
I thought that was absolutely stunning. Renee, your voice, like Richie said, is just so clear and so good. And like I felt this freedom, the freedom of your higher notes and everything and your joy is so contagious. I loved so much about that performance. Even your eye lines, like I could see everything that you were looking at, which is so important everywhere, like on stage, but especially on a camera when we can feel like we're so close to you. I think the eye line is super important. One thing I would say is turn that horizontal so that it can take up our full screen. Turn that video this way, and it could be a little bit closer. And it's okay. I felt like you could loosen up a little bit in your body. I felt like you might benefit from letting your communication come from deeper, like in your belly. I felt like it was free and it was lovely, but I felt like it was a little bit from the shoulders up, and I would love it to just feel a little freer in your whole body. Let the emotion decide what your body wants to do, and not feel like you have to stand so still.
Beautifully put. Kyle, for you.
So great. Love the song. You sound great. You can tell that you love the song. That's important, to sing songs that we connect with, that we love to sing, because you'll be singing it a million times practicing it. I would say, here's a little tip. Your voice is great. The last notes are wonderful. On the word begin, if you just think about having like an inner smile on that word, it's going to shoot you right to the center of the pitch on the I in of begin. But it sounded great just to get there sooner. Inner smile.
Gorgeous. Brittany, for you.
That was so beautiful. Your voice is so pure. It just, as soon as you started singing, it like shot through me. Just beautiful. What I would say storytelling wise is I want to feel more of the anticipation. Like I want to feel it. I want to feel what that feels like in your body. Like when we see something we've never seen before and we want to be a part of it, it does something to us. Like our body, it's like energy is radiating all over our body, and it's a palpable energy. And I want to feel that anticipation from you that propels you into begging the gods to let you have this thing. Yeah. It's like, I hate saying like raise the stakes, but raise the stakes of this moment so that we can feel how much you want it. And I think that'll help with what Ariel's saying about the energy in your body being less from just the waist up, and really it'll be all over at that point. But
I love this already.
Great job.
Yeah. All these voices are like clear as water. Everybody we've heard, these are high school kids.
Mm-hmm.
Just brilliant. Okay, up next is Gabriel de los Santos singing The Impossible Dream from Man of La Mancha. His dream role would be Aaron Burr in Hamilton. Judges, enjoy Gabriel.
Fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far.
That is glorious. That is one of my all-time favorite songs. What an incredible voice. Ariel, I'll start with you. Gabriel.
Gabriel's amazing, but I'm still thinking of. Let's start with somebody else because I'm still putting my thoughts together.
Okay, Kyle, we'll go down to you.
So good. Wow, you have such a great tone. Such a great tone. I would love to hear you sing a jazz standard, just like some Frank Sinatra, or like your voice is just so
Yes.
glorious.
Yes.
So great. The only thing that I would tell you is you are enough. You don't need your hands. Know it, don't show it. I can tell that you love the song, that it means something to you. That's all a singer needs. Like certain songs, they give it to you. So just relax those hands and just tell the story.
Beautiful. Brittany, for you.
Yes, I completely agree. I was thinking that the whole time. I want to hear him sing all of Frank Sinatra's everything. I want to just push play and just have you sing me to sleep every night. Beautiful. That was stunning. And I completely agree with Kyle. We don't need to see you tell the story with your hands because you're telling it so beautifully everywhere else. It might help if you turn the camera and then we won't see your hands if you do need to use them. But I mean, stunning. It's clear that you have a grasp on what this song is. And it really was beautiful.
Beautiful. Ariel.
Okay, yes. Gabriel, you are an angel from heaven. Your voice is it's just so rich. And so the first note that came out of your mouth, I had my head down taking notes and I was like, wait, what? What is this voice? Yeah, your voice is so good. Like Brittany said, turn that phone this way so we can see everything. Come closer. Clear that background. We want something that's not a distracting background. So put up a sheet or do something. Stand in front of a blank wall. Also, your eye line, if you want, I felt like you were looking directly into camera. It could have been that I wasn't seeing clearly, but if you want to just make sure that you're looking slightly above the camera or to the side of the camera, that'll help the audience watch you. You want the audience to feel like an observer, not like they're part of the story, because sometimes if they feel like they're part of the story, it makes them feel a little uncomfortable instead of being a voyeur into your private world, which is what we want. So eyeline is really important, and just figure out who you're talking to. If there is somebody you're talking to, it might start making the song. We didn't get to hear the entire song right now. We heard a minute, but I'm sure that you have a lot of areas to grow within the song, starting very subtle and then allowing it to get more emotional or more higher stakes as you go, or more like the world that you're seeing is becoming even more grand as you go, but starting from a place of quiet confidence and letting that build and build and build will just make the song even more powerful.
That's amazing. You know, Brittany, you mentioned Frank Sinatra. Of course, Frank sang a lot of the Cole Porter songbook, which is a lot of Broadway shows too, Pal Joey and all of that. I mean, this look at these kids. These are high school kids. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Just crazy.
Must be something in the water.
It must be something in the water now, staying at home during this shutdown. Okay, singing No Good Deed from Wicked. Here we go, Brittany, another Wicked song. Here is Jalen Gargurovich. Her Broadway role models are Stephanie J. Block and Sutton Foster. So here is Jalen. Enjoy, judges.
Let its flesh not be torn, let its blood leave no stain. Fully beat him, let him feel no pain. Let his bones never break, and however they try to destroy him, let him never die, let him never die. What is this chanting? I don't even know what I'm reading. I don't even know what trick I ought to try.
I have goosebumps. Brittany, I'm going to start with you. Wicked.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm put on the spot, even though I knew you were going to ask me for my opinion. Wow. Wow. You placed me right in the given circumstances. Like I felt like I was there. I was like watching you do it on stage. That was amazing. To that end, what I would say is we're not on stage. We're watching you on video. So we have to be very careful about our eye lines again.
Yeah.
We also have to be very careful with our extraneous movement, because I know what you were trying to do. You were trying to cast a spell, and it was out of frame, and so it was a little bit distracting. I would love for you to think of the beginning as much as a prayer as it is a spell. I think that might make it a little bit more like something that you can relate to. 'Cause I mean, I've never cast a spell before. Maybe you have cast a spell before. So if that works for you, then awesome. But if you haven't, to think about it as a prayer. This is, I mean, you have just lost all of the most important people to you. And now not only have you lost them, you don't know where they are, but you think they're killing him. So this is, you are pleading. So I need you to keep those given circumstances in your head throughout the entirety of that song. Because I felt it like halfway through, and then I felt you kind of lose it a little bit. But yeah, brilliant. Still have goosebumps.
Great. Kyle.
So good, so good, so good. I mean, it was like you were doing the show. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, this is what is hard, especially about this song, because how do you take it out of the circumstance of the show? You're casting a spell. That's what's happening. And so the things that Brittany was saying are like ways that you can make it personal to you. So really digging in there, but you're going to sing a lot of songs. So I want to give you something that you can think about other songs. And so one thing was, sometimes musical theater sets you up and you get to sing a thrilling note, but the intention of the character is actually the opposite of the note. So in this one, it was like generous supply. That is a thrilling note and you sound incredible singing it. But the line is, one more thing that I can add to my generous supply. The character is being self-deprecating, upset. She feels cursed, right? So you always have to fight to play against really enjoying yourself. When you can sing that great, it's easy to be like, now get a hold of this and throw your neck back and just sing. But remember theater, right? And the character. So I want to challenge you to always, always, always think about what is the character's journey with the vocal.
Beautiful. Ariel, for you.
I loved everything that Brittany and Kyle have just said. I was blown away by that performance. I felt like Brittany said, I was like sucked into that moment. I felt like I was watching the show. And okay, Jalen, your voice is so good and your stakes are so good. And I mean, you're going to have a huge career. Let me just put that out there. You are going to have a huge career, because I can feel there are not a lot of people who know how to sing and how to act at the same time well. So singing as well as you do and feeling it as well as you do, and how as deep and expressive as you do, is really a gift. So yes, that said, what Brittany said about it being a prayer is so true, because you're gonna, not only is it it's gonna help the song grow. So it takes you on a journey, but also takes the audience on a journey, which every song should really have, a growth to it and an arc to it. So having it come from a place of being a prayer to a place of desperation, it really does give you that growth. And the eye line, I didn't mind, maybe because I know the show, I didn't mind that he was in front of you because I know what's happening. But if somebody who doesn't know the show were to see this video, you might want to put him just slightly below camera. So maybe not here, but here. I don't know if you can see the difference. But like slightly low, but not on the ground, which might help. And I loved when you really just gave into those big notes at the end. I was just like, sing it, girl. So keep going. And I'm really excited to see all of your next performances.
Just terrific. Okay, up next, singing one of the great ones from A Bronx Tale, here is Nick Valley. His dream role would be Danny Zuko from Grease. Judges, enjoy Nick.
There's a kind of a girl who can send your heart whirl it away. But those are the kind you don't happen to find every day. You meet smart ones and tough ones, just good enough ones. They're fine, kid, go out there, enjoy. But in all of your life, you get only 3 shots at the real McCoy. And this one could be one of the great ones. Yeah, this one could be one of the ones you don't forget. If the stars in her eyes make your confidence rise like a rocket that's ready to blow, then she might be one of your great ones. Don't let her go.
Kyle, I'm going to start with you.
Cool voice, such a cool voice. I loved your background. Because that's me to But I have a few challenges for you. Doing character songs is always tricky, right? Because sometimes the character can get bigger. We can lose ourselves in the character. And the actor's job is always to let your opinion shine through, right? Have an opinion about what you're singing. So find either the comedy, and within the opinion is your humanity, right? So I want to find you. So either find the comedy, the humor of this, or find the lure of it. Who is this girl that you're singing about, or boy, or person? Or is it a car? What is it about? What's the opinion? What's the thing that is one of the good ones, right? When you watch Guys and Dolls, the reason why you fall in love with all of those men is because they have an opinion. So have an opinion about everything you sing.
Beautiful. Brittany, for you.
Yes, I completely agree. I mean, stunning. Your voice is stunning. I loved it. I felt like I wanted to know exactly who you were talking to and who you were thinking about when you were telling them this could be one of the good ones. Like I found my good one. I wanted it to feel more personal to you. I felt like I was watching you tell this person the story, but you didn't mean it. So, and I think it's as small as just putting in very personal details to you in place of the people and the circumstances that you're in. And I think as soon as you do that, I'll see it behind your eyes and it'll just transform it completely.
Great. Ariel, for you.
I totally agree. Nick, your voice is so buttery and smooth and unique, and I love it. And I also was thinking along the same lines as Brittany, how can you make this more personal? And so there's something that I tell people about, making it more personal, or being able to see, letting the audience see what you see behind your eyes, letting them get whatever your opinion is about whatever you're seeing. One thing you could do is decide, when in my life have I felt this way about somebody? Whenever you say, the tough ones, the ba, and it's like you're talking about the different kinds of girls or boys or whatever, the different kinds of people out there. I want you to actually have in your mind, I want you to be seeing who's the tough one, who's the have an example of every single adjective that you bring up. And that the trick is, the example does not have to be someone you know personally. It can be somebody that you have from your past. It could also just be a character you've seen in a movie. It can be some character that you've seen on TV, in a movie, in a show, read in a book, that epitomizes that adjective, so that you can have a full real image in your toolbox of your imagination that you can draw on. And in that moment, when you see it, not only do you have an opinion about it, but through that opinion, the audience understands what that opinion is and they see it too.
Beautifully put, all of you. Okay, up next, singing No One Else from Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812. Here is Sydney Quilden. Her favorite past role was Sharpay in High School Musical. Judges, enjoy Sydney.
Oh, the snow in the moonlight, and your childlike eyes, and your distant smile. I'll never be this happy again. You and I, you and I, you and and no one else. Maybe he'll come today. Maybe he came already, and he's sitting in the drawing room, and I simply forgot.
Wow.
Wow.
It has to be
Wow.
something in the water, like you all said.
Wow.
Another one. Kyle, I'll
Wow.
start with you.
I'm never singing again. I know I'll never sing again after hearing you sing. Oh my goodness. Stunning. I wrote Tone of Life. I want to buy that. Your voice is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Honestly, I was mesmerized. I would say if I could give you any bit of advice, since we're doing this on camera now, instead, it's very easy. We always want to think down, right? Because it feels more personal. We're not looking at a camera. We're not looking at an audience. So we have our thoughts down. When we're doing this, try to challenge yourself to put your thoughts either to the side. If you were looking here when you were first singing the song and you want to have that thought, do it maybe this way as opposed to going all the way down because we lose your eyes. That's just something to think about. That's all.
That's great. Brittany, for you.
Oh my goodness. Your tone
Yeah.
it's just like the purity. It just like I could cry thinking about it. I think what I would love for you is to set up the environment a little bit better. So that I, as an audience member, I know where you are, at least what your opinion is about where you are. It'll help me with the given circumstance, especially I'm not familiar with this show. So I'm only getting whatever it is that you are showing me. So I felt like I didn't really know where you were, and I didn't really know who you were speaking to, or if you were speaking to someone, or if you were hoping to speak to someone. I got it a little bit at the end because the lyrics helped me a little bit. But then once we got to the end, I wanted to see more of the dichotomy between you speaking to this person that you want to spend all of this time with, and the reality of the fact that they're not there. And I wanted to see more of a difference in the high and the low of it all. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking and let Ariel go. But that's how I feel.
Ariel, for you.
Yeah, well, Sydney is an angel from heaven sent to earth, because she started singing and I wrote angel underlining like literal angel. Your voice, like everyone said, it's just so clear and so good and so beautiful. So there's one thing I would say is Kyle talked about earlier about repetition, and if you have a repeating line, there's a couple times in this song where this line repeats, and so I would just think about why, and why does it repeat, and how is it expressed differently the second time or the third time. And then also, the ending of this song is so weird, right? Maybe he's here, maybe he's in the drawing room, and I simply forgot. It's kind of a weird way to end a song, because you don't understand. It's hard from the lyric to understand how the character feels about that moment. So I would encourage you to really make a decision whether you're still in wonder, like maybe he's here, and I just don't know it yet. And so there's still a hopefulness to it. Or maybe it's like a confusion, and that's like letting you down because you've gone through this journey of being in such in wonder and love through this whole song, and so it takes you to someplace else. But whatever it is, just make it really clear, because it can be taken in a lot of ways, and we want to know how you take it. That's what we want.
That's terrific. Okay, next up is Kian Debenham singing Almost Like Being in Love from Brigadoon. His Broadway role model is Christopher Fitzgerald. Enjoy, Kian.
What a day this has been, what a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. Oh, the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when the bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love.
I love how these youngins find like the Great American Broadway Songbook in high
Yeah.
school. Like, you know what I mean? A Brigadoon, like Lerner and Lowe. Brittany, I'll start with you.
Oh, really? Okay. I am like speechless at the fact that you guys are so young and you're able to find such depth in your sound, in your tone, like the quality of your voices. I feel like I didn't really get there this soon. So I'm so impressed. Personalize. This song, you're talking about what it feels like to be in love. And maybe you haven't experienced being in love yet. So we got to find something else that is as deep and it overtakes your whole body. Like we have to find what that is for you. Because then my second note is that I want to see this song inhabit your whole body.
Yeah.
Right now, I feel like it's inhabiting your face, and you're almost having to work too hard. Like you're working harder than you need to tell us the story here when you could tell it everywhere. So yeah, I guess think of a moment. It even could be, the first time I was cast in a play, I felt like it gave me that kind of full body excitement. You could be singing about that. It's almost like being on Broadway. Like it could be anything else. You just have to personalize it, and also your breath support. Find your moments, because this song, you're holding out a lot of notes, and you have it. I hear it. So I want you to be supported. So find the moments in the song where you have the time to breathe.
Beautiful. Ariel, I'll move to you.
Yeah, great job, Kian. This is a great song, and it's a hard song. It's also, like Brittany was saying, like how to make it personal for you. It could be about anything. It really can. Anything that you love. And your eye line. I would pay attention to, like I was saying earlier, like you don't want to look right into camera. You want to look next to camera. But in this situation, true, like you could actually be seeing the love all around you. You can see it in the trees. You can see it in the birds. You can see it in the flowers. You could see love everywhere. And you could really put that feeling, put that emotion of love in every single, if there's everything around you, you just noticing, when you feel really happy, or if you've been in love, you can kind of see the beauty in everything. even more. You appreciate the beauty even more of everything around you. So really you can allow that to inhabit your body and inhabit your energy. And also breath support. Yeah, I also write down like breath support is so important. And if you ever feel like you don't have time to breathe, one quick trick you can think about is simply widening your ribs. If you think about widening your ribs, the air will sink in and you'll get, and also inhaling through the nose and the mouth at the same time. If you do that and widen your ribs at the same time, you'll get so much air quickly. And then you can have the support of the ribs staying out while you sing the whole phrase. I think that might help you a lot in terms of not running out of air.
Great. Kyle, for you.
I really, you were so grounded, and that is awesome. I applaud you on that. And now I think it's kind of what we're all saying is now it's time to loosen that up, right? And this is the moment where we take ourselves out of the voice lesson, when we learn what we have to do in the song, technique-wise, and we have to inhabit the character, right? And inhabit the body of the song. This is the opposite of what I said before about, not throwing your head back and being glorious. No, throw your head back, be glorious. This song does it. And a little trick is when you're practicing, to get the song in your body sometimes, is just get a piano track of the song, like what you have. Don't sing to it and dance the song. Inhabit it. Dance around your living room like a kid. Then jump, leap, and bound. And remember that experience, and then you can put it into your performance. Choose it because you know everything that's happening. The song itself is glorious love. So just inhabit that, right?
Yeah.
That's terrific. Okay, up next is Hayden Pedersen singing Colored Lights from Kander and Ebb's The Rink. Her dream role would be either be Dot from Sunday in the Park with George or originate the role of the mother in a Tangled Disney musical. Here is Hayden. Enjoy.
And I thought if I could just be 12 again, or was it 10? Well, anyway, it seems to me I knew the secret then. It's so simple, 12. It's so simple, 10. It was simple then. Where are my colored lights, and bleachers and colored lights, passing the smiles round and round, the bing boom pop organ sound, noisy boys long and lean, giggles of girls in the mezzanine, filtered through colored lights. Soon I'll have my days and nights of wonderful, glittering, beautiful, shimmering, colored lights.
Woo!
I love me some Kander and Ebb, and I love The Rink, and I love Colored Lights. What a great voice and what beautiful eyes. So expressive. Who wants to start this time? Who wants to start?
I'll go.
Kyle, go ahead.
Because I mean, you're just astounding. I didn't know Colored Lights when I was your age, so I was astounded when I heard that that's the song you were going to be singing.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. It's clear that you love this song. You are extraordinary. That last note is beautiful. A bit of advice: you have all that facility. You have so much good, right? So I think that what you should do is think about this song as a building. Think about it as like a balloon that's like slowly lifting off in front of you, lifting off. So when that note comes, it's like the thing we've been waiting for. We know that it's coming, as opposed to starting at a 5, start even closer to yourself.
Beautiful. Ariel, for you.
Yeah. Wow. Hayden, you can sing everything. Anything and everything. Yeah, I was totally enveloped and enraptured by your performance. And I loved all the technical stuff too. I loved your backdrop. I loved your outfit. I loved that I could see everything and I could see your performance so well and so clearly. And even your breath support, I was like, she can sing forever. So great. In kind of related to what Kyle was saying about having a balloon and like letting it start somewhere so it has somewhere to go. I think that there's also something to think about related to that, about this song can come off a little bit like desperate and a little bit demanding the whole time because you want the thing and you don't have the thing. But I think that there's a lot to gain if you can find moments or start from a place of wonder and prayer and hopefulness. And maybe there you can sprinkle in the desperation and you can sprinkle in the frustration. But if you can live a bit more in the hopefulness and wonder of wanting those things that you don't have, then the audience will relate to you and they will connect to the things that they want that they don't have, right? But if you're coming from a place of desperation and frustration, it kind of turns people off and they don't connect to you. So you can sprinkle it in there, but if you live in it, it can get in your way if you're a storyteller. So that'll also help you, I think, grow from, a place of small to this big soaring note at the end.
That's great. Brittany, for you.
Yes, I completely agree with everything that has just been said. Even to just add a little bit, if like Ariel was saying, if you think about, instead of the desperation of wanting it, in some moments think about what it would be like to have it.
Yeah.
And that can be where you're living in. Like if I had it, it would feel like this. So that then, because all I wrote was build. It like I want you to feel like you're coming from a place that is a lot smaller, even vocally. And I mean, you have such an amazing facility. And so I know that you can start smaller so that we can build and grow. And then you can impress us with this huge moment at the end. And it feels so satisfying for us. And one thing that also might help is I don't know if it's just me and my headphones, but I felt like the piano was kind of overpowering you a little bit. And so you were almost singing over it. So if there's a way to put your track either like near you so that you don't have to sing over it, you can actually sing quieter. But great job.
That's terrific. Okay, up next, singing Before the Summer Ends from Dracula the Musical, here is Yale Langsworthy. His Broadway role model is Ryan McCartan. Here is Yale.
But I have given her my word, and if the time should come, I will do what I must. How could I toot in the sun before the summer ends, to burn the castle down before the princess is awake, to kill our love when it's still so alive? I'll keep my word and my heart will break. I'll keep my word and my heart will break.
That was stunning. That was really great. Brittany,
Yeah.
I'll start with you. Yale.
Wow. Yale, I am so impressed. You clearly love this song and you were invested in it. I feel like I know where you are in your story based on how you performed that just now. And that's so, it's not easy to do. None of what we are doing here is easy, and you guys are making it look easy, and it's just wow. I guess the one thing that I would say is to find moments where it's not, joy isn't really the word that I'm looking for, but find lighter moments. Find some of the moments where, when you're talking about her, when you're thinking about her, when you're thinking about keeping your promise to her, when you're thinking about what it was like to be with her, that it gives us a little bit of moments of lightness, so that the song isn't so heavy. the whole time, it'll just give it a little bit of layers, I think.
I love that, layers. Kyle.
So great. You have a gorgeous voice, and that background, the lighting in the background was so clear. Really good, killing it. I do sincerely mean that. But something to think about. I've never heard this song, and I don't know the musical or the story, so I can only go by what you're showing. And I felt like there could have been a clearer connection to what the song means to you. So I could really get what we keep calling stakes, which is really like what you're fighting for. So really, and this is for everyone, and when you work on all these songs, think about what the song means to you and who you're singing to.
Yeah.
That's it.
Beautiful. Ariel, for you.
Yes, Yale. So you can sing beautifully, and you look like Prince Charming. You look like so just gorgeous and great, technicality with the screen and the lighting and the background and everything like that. Yes. I also don't know this song, like Kyle. I don't know the song at all. And I would say to personalize it, like Kyle and Brittany are talking about, if you can create moments in your imagination, or maybe it can be from real life, it can, but if you can create things that you can see in your mind while you're saying these words, so that you don't have to think about technically, like, what do I do with my voice, or think less about singing, think more about remembering, because you're talking about being with this woman, and as long as you can live in the memories, and if they're imagined, they're imagined. I do this for every character I play. For every character I play in every show, I create 3 memories, at least 3 memories for my relationships with every person that I interact with on stage, so that you have a relationship history that you can call on, that you can tap into in your imagination, your mind. And it just will help you personalize it. And they can be real or they can be imagined. It really doesn't matter. So that's one thing. The other thing is, this is just a technical thing. It's very small, but vocally, make sure your diphthongs, when you sing a diphthong, like my, remember that you always want the first syllable to be longer. So my instead of my. You want the first vowel. If there's 2 vowels next to each other in a word, you want that first vowel to take up the full length of that note, and then you tag on that second vowel at the very end.
Beautiful. I love what you're telling all these kids. It's like polishing a diamond. It's funny. Yeah. They're so wonderful at what they do. And then I listen to all of your notes and I'm like, you just take it to that other level. Really, really
Thanks,
wonderful. Oh, well, that's why it's like a master class with the 3 of you. Now, I hope I say this person's name right. I hope so. Up next, singing I Didn't Plan It from Waitress. Here is Aluchi Nokore. Enjoy, judges.
Go ahead, throw your rocks at me from your little glass house and then take off running. You're no better than me. We've both made mistakes, haven't we? I won't undo what I'm doing to sit in judgment of what makes us human. I don't claim to be proud, but my head won't be hung in shame. I didn't plan it, but the light turned red and I ran it, and I'm still standing. It's not what I wanted, but now that it's right here, I understand it. A story written by my own hand. It's life biting right at your heels. I didn't plan it, but it's finally something to feel.
Yes.
Sensational, right? Who's got a shoe to throw, right? Don't you throw shoes?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Kyle, I'll start with you.
You're so good. Your voice is like butter. Honestly, that's the voice I would kill for. I want to hear you sing everything. So here's the thing. I'm going to challenge you because you're going to do a lot of singing in your life. So when we sing behind a microphone in concert, it's very different than when we're singing to propel a character in a story, right? You're not wrong, but knowledge is power. I just want you to know what you're doing and when. So sometimes when we're really singing, we'll close our eyes or we'll use our hands or, certain things that will also help you move very easily when you're doing riffs and all that other, you need that for that skill. Now, when we're doing a musical theater thing, which this is a contemporary musical, so I still want you to keep a lot of that vocal, the vocal effects that you're doing, wrong word effects, but keep the vocals, but now fuel them with this acting. So here's a little trick, and this is for everybody. It's called an as if. So, an as if, I'm getting excited, kick the camera. So an as if is when you take, you do the number as though, ... whatever it is in your life. So for you, I would love for you to do this number as if you're having a chit chat with your best girlfriend and you're talking about something that you should be ashamed about doing. And also I want you to think about where you're having the chit chat. Let's say you're having that chit chat in your bedroom, on your bed, and then do the number again. It'll just knowing that will change your body language and it'll change the way you handle the imaginative circumstance. And anyone can use that. It's an as if.
I love that. Ariel, for you.
I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it so much. That tone, that voice, everything about that performance, I felt like drawn into it, and I want to hear her sing everything. And I can absolutely see her playing this character on stage.
Oh, yeah.
I think that, like Kyle was saying, it's a very interesting thing. You can, in the show, she is standing up for herself, and she's like, listen, girlfriend, you can't judge me because you don't know my life. Like, stay in your lane, right? And then there's also ways that you can do this song where you feel like you're talking to your friend, something that's happened, and it's less attacking. So you can kind of decide whether the people that you're singing to are on your team, and you're talking about something that happened to you, or whether the person that you're talking to is the one who you feel is attacking you. And those are two different ways that you could play the song that both work. And I think that I can see you absolutely performing this song on a stage and making it real. And like Kyle said, I think that once you're in a show and you have a through line of a character and you go from scene to scene to scene, it's going to get grounded in that storytelling stage version of the song that it is. So doing it on a concert stage or doing it on a Broadway stage, I feel like you're such a great, amazing, instinctual performer that you're going to adjust and you're going to find the way that it needs to be in whatever circumstance you're in. So kudos to you. I can't wait to hear more.
Beautiful. Brittany, for you.
Yes, I agree with everything that was just said. I almost can't even add anything. Everyone said exactly what I wanted to say. The only thing I would say, to piggyback off of what Kyle was saying about the difference between when we do it in concert and when we do it for the stage. I wanted the story that you were telling to be more personal to these specific points. One, you're talking to your best friend.
Yeah.
You're talking to someone who you love, who you respect, who you know respects you. So yes, you are defending your actions, but it's not hard. I don't think. I think there are moments to bring in a little bit more play. It's an exciting thing that you did, whether or not you should be ashamed of it. You're happy you did it, and you probably are going to go do it again. So where's the fun in that? Where's the I didn't plan it, but it gave me something to feel. Think about the words, what that really means, because you have the facility. I can see it all. So bring in a little bit of the playful joy in it.
I love it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay, joining our top 15, here is Sarah Laprie. She'll be singing I'm the Greatest Star from Funny Girl. Her Broadway role model is Patti LuPone. Judges, enjoy Sarah.
Now can't you see to look at me that I'm a natural Camille? As Camille, I just feel I've so much to offer. Listen, I know I'd be divine because I'm a natural cougher. Some ain't got it, not a lump. I'm a great big clump of talent. Laugh! They'll bend in half. You ever hear the story about the traveling salesman? 1,000 jokes. Stick around for the jokes. 1,000 faces. I reiterate, when you're gifted, then you're gifted. These are facts. I've got no axe to grind. Hey, what are they blind? In all of the world so far, I'm the greatest star.
Oh my gosh, this is like the best of Broadway. Everybody's so different. Kyle,
Yeah.
I'm going to start with you.
So talented. You are funny. Funny and can sing. The eye thing, I've never seen that before in that song. So good. And that was you. That's what we're talking about when we say, like, who are you? Bring you to it, the thing that only you can do. If I could give any kind of tip about this, it would be clock what the person you're talking to is doing. When did they walk away from you? When do they roll their eyes? When do they not believe you? When are they really having a good time? And it will just lift your performance.
Beautiful. Ariel, for you.
I loved it, Sarah. Sarah, you're funny. She's so good. Oh, Brittany has a cat. Hi, meow.
Brittany, bring your child in. Fabulous. I love this. What's your child's name?
This is Chloe. She loves to be on camera.
Chloe.
Keep Chloe. Ariel, back to you. I'm sorry.
Sarah, yes, so good and so specific. I loved all of the specificity you brought and how much love, like light and playfulness you had. I could tell that it was all coming from a real place and that I felt like this was a real version of you and you weren't putting on a character, which is so important. I felt like this was actually you, even though it is a written character, but this is an energy that you are in your real life. I believe you. Then the only thing that I would say that you could do is always make sure that you know when are you talking and telling the person the thing you're saying, and when are you giving an example of something that you could be doing on stage. And if you're doing an example, you can talk to the audience over here and you could do the thing, you could do the funny thing, and then you can go back to the person. You see what I did there? And so you can always play it to the person you're talking to, but give yourself the freedom to also feel like sometimes you're talking to the audience, which is over here and over here or behind the person, and then you're back to the person, just to give yourself a little bit more playroom.
Beautiful. Brittany and Chloe.
Yes. And Chloe, do you have anything to say? Sarah, oh my goodness, I love this song. I can listen to it on repeat. I do sometimes, and I would listen to you sing it on repeat. I think what you have to remember about this song is you are selling yourself. Like, this is your pitch. This is like you're standing. It's like Kyle was saying with Jerry Mitchell. It's like, I finally got him where I want him, and now I'm going to tell him all the reasons why he needs to hire me. This, and like Kyle was saying too. Like, what does this person then do that makes you have to continue? Mm-hmm. Each time you tell them another reason why I'm the greatest star. But did you see what I did? The faces, the smiles, I can cough. Like, every time you do something, it has to be bigger because clearly the thing that you just said didn't impress them enough. So just remember the point. Remember what it is that you want, which is to be hired. Mm-hmm. That's the
Beautiful.
goal of it. So every single thing you do is to that end goal. But fantastic.
Love it. Okay, here we are, rounding out our top 15. Here is Ava Nicole Francis. She'll be singing With You from Ghost. Her dream role would be Eponine from Les Miserables. Here is Ava or Ava. We're going to find out next week when she says, I said Ava or Abba. Judges, enjoy.
Took my hopes with you. Took my dreams with you. I keep thinking that you'll be calling. Everyone says that it's all in my head, and I can't accept it yet. I'm not ready to just give in. I know that I can't live in this pain with these feelings of regret. I can't comprehend this and pretend that I don't care. Any place I wanna be, I wanna see you there.
What a way to end out the top 15, right?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Kyle, I'll start with you.
great. So great. I think we were talking about stakes this week. We were talking a lot about making the song your own, like showing yourself through the song. And I really definitely felt that happen. Here's a tip for moving forward in building a song so it can be varied.
Yeah.
Sometimes with audition cuts, and I know you did longer than a minute, but this will still help you. With audition cuts, we have to give a beginning, middle, and end to our stories, and you have a short amount of time to do it. And so what I'll do is I'll split the song up into 3 parts, and I'll write Act 1, and I write in 1 sentence what Act 1 is all about, and I write Act 2 in 1 sentence what it's about, Act 3 in 1 sentence. And the sentences are like, say your song were to pop up on a TV guide, and it just said, this one's about when he breaks your heart. That's what you'll write. Just keep it simple so you know clearly where the beginning, middle, and end of your song are. And that will create a nice arc to it.
Beautiful. Brittany, for you.
Yes, I completely agree. That is, I mean, oh my gosh, your voice, first of all. Oh my gosh. I was like taking a note and then you started singing and I was like, but yes, that is something that I was missing. I felt like I didn't see a full story. I felt like I saw you wanting something that you couldn't have, but I almost wanted to know, or I almost wanted to see you actually speaking to the person. I wanted to see what their reaction is to you telling them what they mean to you. And do they walk away? What do you have? How do you get them back? How do you get them to stay in the room with you while you're bleeding your heart out in front of them? And then I want to know if you get what you want at the end of the song. Do they stay? Do they go? There's no right answer. I mean, maybe there is in the show. I don't know the show, but in your interpretation of this song, I need to know if there is any hope that you're going to get what you want. Yeah. That's
Beautiful. Ariel, for you.
Wow, that was a very emotional performance. And like Kyle said, I totally saw your stakes. I totally felt how hard this moment is for you. And yeah, it can have more variety in terms of Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, so that they're slightly different. And I absolutely believed you, which is the most important thing. I believed that somebody just broke up with you and this is you begging for them to take you back. I believed that. So great job making it personal and great job keeping those stakes high. If you can add in a little bit about trying to remind them about, yes, when you're trying to convince them to stay, it's out of desperation, but also how do you remind them of the love that you both still have for each other? So can you tap into, remember this love and like feel the love and inspire them as much as you can. Inspire them to tap into their love for you. So it's not just about brokenheartedness and desperation and don't leave. It's about remember this beautiful love that we have. And so you can kind of add that warmth in as well, like weave it into your story somehow, and it'll make it more human. It already is human, but it'll make it more well-rounded. And like you have the colors emotionally, you can go anywhere. I see it. So show us even more of those colors, give us more paint.
That's terrific. Well, when we come back, our judges will see performances from our bottom 3 performers who will then battle it out for a spot in our top 15. Welcome back. The judges will now watch performances from our bottom 3 performers who didn't make the top 15, and the judges can unanimously decide to allow one of these contestants to move forward with the competition. So up first, here is Grant Honeycutt singing Last One Picked from Whoop-De-Doo. Judges, enjoy.
Clink a glass and wipe your eye from my bygone days at Springbrook High. And the class I learned to dread, the ego buster they call Phys Ed. Basketball, baseball, football, stickball, volleyball, dodgeball, tetherball, kickball. Playing was bad, but worst of all was the ritual that came first of all. Last one picked, non-athletic. Last one picked, at sports I was pathetic. Other kids could tumble and run, but my coordination was totally un. 6 guys left, stomach sinking. 3 guys left, my self-esteem was shrinking. Felt so ashamed I could have cried. Nobody wanted me on their side.
Okay, up next is Greta Cardosa singing Hopelessly Devoted from Grease. Enjoy.
Guess mine is not the first heart broken. My eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know. It's just no getting over you. No, I'm just a fool who's willing to sit around and wait for you. But babe, can't you see there's nothing else for me to do? I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide. Since you pushed my love aside, I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you.
Finally, here is Natalie Wiley singing Requiem from Dear Evan Hansen. Judges, enjoy.
After all you put me through, don't say it wasn't true, that you were not the monster that I knew. 'Cause I cannot play the grieving girl in life, saying that I miss you and that my world has gone dark.
Wow.
Well, when we come back, our judges are going to share who they're going to save from the bottom three. Well, we are back. Judges, have you decided to save someone to move them into the top 15?
Yes, we have. We loved all of those performances. We loved everyone. It was a really hard decision because you're all so good. Grant, you're amazing. Greta, your voice is spectacular. Natalie, we are saving you to bring you back, to add you to the top 15, because Natalie, when you sing, we just felt like there was so much life in your performance. Your voice is so beautiful. Your emotion is so clear. And we are just so excited to see all of the more songs and colors that are going to come out with your next performances. So congrats.
That is great. So Natalie Wiley is moving on to the top 15. Now, before we go, you all said wonderful, wonderful things. Would you each pick one specific thing, just a word that you want everybody to look forward to next week to go into their performances? Brittany, I'll start with you. What they should go for.
Personalization. Put yourself in the. Oh, you said one word.
Oh, no, you can do a whole sentence. It's all good. Go ahead.
Put yourself in the actual circumstances that you're in. And if it's not something that you can relate to because it hasn't happened in your life, then find a time in your life when you felt the emotion that your character is experiencing. Whether it's that you wanted something the way that your character wants something, the personalization.
I love it. Ariel, for you.
I think one of the main things that I brought up this week, and it's not really a deep one, but it's a technical one, which is eyeline. I kept talking so much this week about eyeline and making sure that you're either, you don't want to look directly into camera for any sort of audition or self-tape situation. You kind of want to put the person you're talking to like right next to the camera on one side or the other or just above it. But you want to make sure that you are very specific about when you're talking to that person. And also when you're relating to things in your environment, whether it's the tree or the flower or another person that you're, saying something to them, like the Funny Girl song, versus coming back to the person that you're talking to in that moment. So eyeline can tell so much in a story. And especially if all we have is this video camera screen, eyeline is super important.
Beautiful. Kyle, for you.
Intention. What is the song about? Take them out of the show and really bring yourself to these songs give the message of the song.
Beautiful. Well, congratulations to everyone who is moving on to the top 15. We will be back next week on October 22nd at 8 p.m. to announce who is making it into the top 10. Make sure to follow Broadway World on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to find out when the next round of voting will be open to the public. Judges, thank you very much. Good night, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.